My little story started when I was working in a taxi cab. I think a lot of guys who have ever worked or moonlighted have a lot of stories in their baggage. Mine is one of those. It was morning. I got ready and went to work. Didn't have to stand for long. I got the call. I got up and went. A pretty girl was waiting for me. She was in a hurry, so she asked me to go as fast as possible. I took her to the address, as I realized later, to work. She thanked me and gave me a tip. That's how my morning started for about a week. I don't know if it was a coincidence or something else, but during the week she called a cab and it was me who came. So on one of those days, I decided to meet her. We started chatting, the usual chit-chat on the road, exchanged phone numbers. And in the evening, she called me to pick her up from work. Sarah worked as a psychologist in some private firm. She had dark hair, brown eyes, and, in principle, an ordinary figure. But there was something about her that appealed. Bringing her home, I did not hold back, and before leaving the car, I kissed her. She reciprocated, and so began our little story, which then became for me a real shock. Our rare meetings, walks, sit-downs didn't last long. It was all a little too sweet. I'm only now realizing it. Our relationship developed, but somehow slowly. One day, Sarah called me in the morning. "Hey, Michael, I need to go to the next town over. Can you drive me?" What kind of questions? Of course I will. Arrived, picked me up, hugs, kisses, and off we went. Sarah was dressed very nicely. Makeup, hairstyle, as they say, in full armor. And we had about 4 hours to go. We talked a lot, joked, laughed. Someone wrote to her all the time. She answered something. But I didn't pay any attention to it. Why should I? She's next to me, so everything's fine. Then Sarah asked me to turn into a wooded area where we had our first intercourse. It was amazing, unexpected and unexpected. We still had about half a mile to go. All that way I was light. The air was saturated with pheromones feelings. At stoplights, kissing, generally behaving like teenagers, and I didn't suspect what awaited me at the end of the road. Sarah, I'm so happy with you. I'm grateful to fate for a gift like you. What do you think, I'm a gift? Or maybe the other way around? Laughing, Sarah replied. No, really, I feel very good with you. She didn't say anything, but smiled sweetly back. I don't know what influenced me. Intimacy, setting, mutual sympathy, but everything was burning in me. After stopping at a gas station, she stepped away from the car and talked on the phone for a long time. All I heard was, yeah, I'm on my way and don't worry, everything's fine. At the time, I thought it was work, or maybe family. As it turned out, I was close to the truth. The trip was over. Brought her to the private sector, a beautiful house, wrought iron gates. There were a couple of cars in the yard. My first thought was, well, probably on work to a client. She is a psychologist. Sarah asked me to honk, kissed me, told me that there was no need to wait, and got out. I started to drive away with a smile on my face, and then fate struck. It was fate. The engine stalled a few meters from the gate. I got out of the car, and what I saw threw me first into a cold sweat and then into a fever. A man, solidly dressed, came out of the gate, hugged her, kissed her, and they walked into the courtyard. While I was standing there in confusion, not knowing how to react, this man came up to me and said, "Buddy, my wife left her bag in your car. Take a look, because we were about to call you. We thought you'd left." "What?" I asked him again. I said, "My wife forgot her purse at your place. Take a look. I silently opened the door. There was a bag on the torpedo. I also silently gave it to him, and he turned around and left. When I got in the car, at first I thought I was hallucinating. What, wife? We're dating. What do you mean, wife? Then I tried to forget her. It didn't take long, but I didn't call or write her. That was the end of our affair. A romance that lasted only a month, but left emotions and thoughts for a very long time. That's how fast my delivery turned out. First a coachman, on the road lover. Well, and after the rejected fool who hung his ears and believed in love. As the classic said, "Oh women, your name is treachery." And you'll agree, he's 100% right. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and be sure to write comments. It's very important to me. Good luck, everybody.